Alright, if you try to learn impersonal and passive se for some time now, there's a chance that sometimes you get confused because you may think that they mean the same thing. Well, you'd be right. And guess what? It's okay. Not like okay, I accept you, but I mean it's okay that sometimes they mean the same thing. So it's not like they are same structures. There is a reason why both of them exist. The confusion arises when we try to translate it to English. The reason why sometimes it looks like they mean the same thing is because they both support the idea of generalization, or not knowing exactly who performs an action. Let's see a couple of examples. Se habla solo inglés en este restaurante. I have used this example in impersonal se video to illustrate the idea of generalization, which is exactly what impersonal se is. By the way, you can watch my video on impersonal say right here. So we translate the sentence as one speaks English in this restaurant, or they speak English in this restaurant. We don't know who one or they are, and we don't need to know. That's the whole point of generalization. It's okay not to know. Now look at what we have here. English is spoken in this restaurant. This is a passive voice se, which we discussed in the previous video. This is an example of confusion I was talking about. The same sentence in Spanish can have two translations in English, or sometimes even more. Look at these translations closely. They speak English in this restaurant. The English is spoken in this restaurant. They kind of mean the same thing, don't you think? I think they do. That's why it doesn't matter how you choose to translate them. You just need to understand the idea of the sentence. The only thing that matters here is that anyone can speak English in this restaurant, which makes it a type of a restaurant where English is spoken. The idea of generalization here is presented by the fact that we don't know who exactly speaks English here, or we don't know by whom English is spoken here. Next example is se gasta mucho dinero en este lugar. Here we can say one spends a lot of money in this place, or a lot of money is spent in this place. People in general spend a lot of money in this place, which means that in general a lot of money is spent here. Who spends money or by whom it is spent is irrelevant, and that's fine. Next one is se dice que hay mucha gente aquí. One says that there's a lot of people here, or it is said that there's a lot of people here. Again, we don't care who says it or by whom it is said. Now, the hardest part of this video is over. We have covered the most confusing part of this topic, and now I just want to show you a couple of simple examples that won't make you feel any confusion at all. I just want to show you that there's nothing to worry about here. So here we have se come bien in Italia. One eats well in Italy. Here you can only use the impersonal se, because if you try to translate it as a passive voice se, you'd get something like it is eaten well in Italy, which doesn't really make sense. So here there's no confusion, it's clearly impersonal se. Se servirán bebidas aquí. Drinks will be served here. Here is clearly a passive voice se, because the verb servir here is used in plural form, because there's more than one drink that will be served. It cannot be impersonal se here, because in order to use impersonal se, you have to use se plus verb conjugated in a third person singular form. Only singular, where in passive voice it can be singular or plural. So the fact that you see plural form here, that can only mean the passive voice se, that's it. So basically what I'm trying to say here is, stop worrying so much. You will see a lot of pronounced se in your Spanish journey, I can promise you that. In many cases it's gonna be a simple one-way translation to impersonal or passive voice se, but sometimes you'll be questioning your sanity trying to choose between one or the other, because they both make sense in English. In cases like that, just shut up and pick one. Whether you choose one or the other, you are right. See you soon.